Hello guys, in this session we are going to talk about funding for startups. One of the most important part where every business needs is funding. Without funding, you can't start your startup in many cases. Funding is essential for any business, whatever may be the type, but funding is essential. So let us talk about funding. First of all, what is introduction to that? There is a common misconception. To run a business, you need to have your own source of income and not rely on banks and other financial institutions. This is a common misconception about funding, and reality is it is only true for the very initial stages of a funding and not the entire startup funding stages. See, in the initial stages of your business, when you're going to start your startup, at that time you need your own money, definitely. But for your entire startup process, entire startup when your business is going on, you require funding. Okay, it's not that from your money only you're going to run everything. It's not possible. So different types of funding. We have seed capital, angel funding, venture capitalist, series A, B, C, and we have mezzanine financing and bridge loans and IPO, initial public offer. What is seed funding? The very first investment money used to start a business is known as seed funding. At this stage, you either use your own capital or money from your friends and families. You can take help from fools who are willing to take risks on you and your business. Few of them will give you funding as goodwill. So it is something different. You can ignore this point. This you will take help from fools. You can't ignore if you can convince someone that I want to start a startup, give me this much amount of money. So if they are agree, but in most of the cases they don't. Even if they can agree, you can take money from them. But the main source in the seed funding is your own capital and the money from your friends and families. Then we have angel investors. After raising money from friends and families, you start looking for angel investors. Angel investors are those people who are wealthy and outside your group of family and friends. They're willing to take the risks on your business as a loan or in exchange for equity in your company. Equity means you have to give a part of the share of your company to someone, which is an angel investors. So they are willing to take the risks in your initial after your initial stages when your product is ready. You have a establishment there out. You are running a business. They are going to take risks on your startup on by giving a loan, or they will they will want some sort of equity, some membership from you, some sort of ownership from your company. Then we have venture capital. Venture capital VC comes into picture when you have already launched your business and want help with distribution or sales. Venture capitalists are people who are willing to invest in your business in because they can earn a massive return on their capital if your company is a success. Remember this point, if your company is a success. Note, if at a time of approaching to the venture capitalist, the company is not making any profit, there are rounds of VC financing by A, B, and C rounds. Basically, venture capitalists are those person who are going to who are going to give your money, invest in your business because they can earn a massive return on your capital. But if your company is a success, remember it's very important. If your company is in success, there are multiple rounds: round A, round B, and round C. Basically, the first round, a company at the initial stage of rolling out their product falls under Series A prospering company falls under Series B. A company with a high stock price than the previous evaluation falls under the Series C. Basically, these are three types of venture capitalists: Series A, B, and C. However, it's just an example, and there is no hard and fast rule. Okay. Then we have known as bridge loans, which is also known as Mezzanine financing. It is a hybrid of debt and equity financing. What is a debt? Debt means loan, and equity means to give a basically debt. Suppose example is bank. Bank is going to give you a loan. For you, it is a debt because you have to pay loan. Sorry, the interest on the loan at every interval, at every month or quarter, and you have to give it to the bank even if your company earns profit or don't earns. You have to give because bank is not going to listen anything. Equity financing. What is means equity? Equity means investors are going to take a part of your company, are going to be a owner of some part of your company, maybe it's 20%, 30%, or anything else. They're going to be a part, some part, they're going to be the owner. It's known as equity. It is done when a company has progressed and they are much more profitable than before, when an IPO opportunity is on their way, or when they need more funds for acquisition or a management buyout. This is the reason for which management financing is being used. These funds are often used for 6 to 12 months before an IPO and are usually paid back to the investors by the IPOs. And see what is an IPO? IPO stands for initial public offer. It is used by the companies who have finally reached a stage where they can raise money by selling their stock to the public. Means it is basically used for renowned companies, not renowned, basically those organizations which have lasted for a certain period of time and they have a name in the market and they have existence in the market. They have finally reached a stage where they can raise money by selling their stocks to the public. An IPO is set up by the help of investment bankers and brokers and financiers who committed to sell X number of shares. Suppose you're going to list 10 or 100 shares of your company as shares at Y price to raise money for a company. Okay. Once the company stock is out for an IPO, it is traded through a stock exchange like the National Stock Exchange NAC or the Bombay Stock Exchange BSE in India. So it is all about initial public offer. There are the 5 ways with the help of which you can raise funding for a startup. I hope that you have understood what is funding. If you have any doubts, you can just give a comment back whenever you are watching this video on Instagram, Facebook or on YouTube. Just leave a comment. I will reply to your queries. Thank you.